Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Charles. All right, so I'm going to get started here. So who am I? My name is David. I am with Right Line Trading, and I trade with the Money Flow Tracker software that uses mathematical modeling combined with artificial intelligence. So here at Right Line, we have a vision is to develop innovative trading strategies that predict the future direction of price and use information to provide our clients with an edge in trading the markets and to build a community of traders who collaborate and share and support one another on their trading journey with all the transparency and integrity. So that's me up here in the top left right-hand corner. Hi, Hussein. Any questions you guys have, put them in the questions box and I'll get to every single one of them, or Roy will be answering them. All right. So first we have to do the disclaimer. Basically, the disclaimer saying we're not giving any buy, sell, hold recommendations. Everything we talk about in this webinar is for educational purposes only. You can read this. You will get the recording probably tomorrow. So who am I? My name is David Kushner. I've been trading the markets for over 25 plus years. I traded stocks, options, futures, and Forex. My background was I had an automotive parts business that I started when I was 18 years old. I had that business for over 28 years and I sold it in 2005. And since then, I've been a full-time trader. So like most of you, you probably have a whole shelf full of indicators, trading systems that came with a lot of empty promises of helping you become more profitable and more consistent trader. Well, I know that I have a ton of stuff that is useless. So when I saw a webinar, just like you are with me, that Mark Sachs did, and I saw the Money Flow Tracker software, I quickly realized that this methodology isn't based around the same old indicators that everybody else teaches, but more based on mathematical modeling and triple and quadruple screen analysis. And now I only trade with institutional money flow. So when I talk about order flow or money flow in this webinar, I'm only talking about institutional order flow and money flow. And that's made me a much more profitable and much more consistent trader. And now I'm running over a 70% win-loss rate. Okay, so the agenda for this evening, and I'm going to keep this within an hour because I want to respect your time, is how the Money Flow Tracker system software works, the high probability setups, the unbreakable rules, how I trade breakouts and sidestep losing trades, the Money Flow Tracker Auto Trader, and how to pass the evaluations to become a funded trader. So those who stay till the end of this webinar, we have a very special discount plus some additional software as a quick action bonus. So why did you ever wonder why some traders succeed, why others don't? Well, in the world of trading, the difference between success and failure can be as stark as day and night. So let's delve into the reasons why some traders thrive while others stumble. The first thing, lack of a trading plan. Successful traders meticulously plan their moves. They know what they'll trade, when they'll trade, and how they'll trade. So without a solid trading plan, you're like a ship without a compass, no direction. Well, if you really think about it, everything you do, you have a plan. If you're going to the store, well, your plan is, I'm going to get in my car, I'm going to take this road to this road and this road to this road, and I'm going to get to the store. So that's the plan. And trading is no different. The next thing, you don't have an edge. An edge is a unique advantage in the market. It could be a specific strategy, technical analysis, or understanding a particular asset class. Traders who lack an edge often struggle. So our edge with the Money Flow Tracker software is that it keeps you out of non-trending choppy markets, and we are tracking the direction of institutional money flow, order flow. The psychological challenges. So trading is much about psychology, is about numbers. Fear and greed, impatience, that's the big one, can sabotage even the best strategies. So developing mental resilience and emotional discipline is crucial. So we call it a mental mindset in the room. Over trading. We've all done it. Excessive trading leads to exhaustion and poor decision making. So quality over quantity matters. So another thing that we do in the room is we have a saying that we're here to make money, we're not here to make trades. There's lots of days where we take one trade and we make a really good profit on that trade and we're done for the day. And the last thing, not adapting. Markets evolve, traders who refuse to adapt to changing conditions fall behind. So stay informed, stay flexible, and remember, trading success is not guaranteed, but understanding these pitfalls can improve your odds. So you need 4 things to create trading success. The first thing you need is software that will give you a competitive edge over all other traders. And second thing is that edge needs to be tracking the direction of money flow, institutional money flow. The next thing you need is etched in stone rules to follow, and this will eliminate discretion and patience. I believe the 4th thing is the most important thing. It's patience. Patience to let the trade set up. The money flow tracker software will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets. Okay, so you have to be patient. And I'm going to break down the system in detail, but let me show you a few trades that we've taken. Here's a trade on option trade on AMC. Here's another one on GME. Here's a trade we took on 30-year bonds, 41 ticks at $1,281, at $31.25 a tick. Here's another one on the euro currency. So it's likely you have a problem making money. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be here, right? I was in your position 3.5 years ago before I started trading with the money flow tracker software. So why do you have a problem making money? You don't have the proper tools to officially manage your trade. You overtrade, you revenge trade, you make impulsive decisions, you lack consistency. You trade with indicators that lag price. You lack a mathematical proven trade methodology. And all these things lead to blowing up trading accounts. So my commitment to you for coming to this webinar is to bring this to an end. Okay? So why did they say that 95 to 98% of traders go broke or stop trading or quit? Because they trade with the same old things that everybody teaches and they have a different twist on it and twist and that on it, like price action, MACD, Elliott wave, divergence signals, price patterns, Fibonacci's. All these things, none of these things have any future predictive properties. And I'm not saying that the money flow tracker can predict the future because that's impossible to predict the future. What I'm saying is that it gives you very high probability setups. So Mark Sachs he was the designer and the developer of the money flow tracker software. He had over 15 plus years in the study of applied mathematics. He was a professor of Jefferson University. And after 8 long years, he took him to engineer the trade methodology, the money flow tracker software that can improve your trade performance. But before we get started, I would like to share with you my trade journal. So I use a trade journal. It's an online trade journal. It's called Edgewonk. And every day when I do my trade performance, I click on this button. I click here. And I go to my file. Oh, I put them all in the folder this afternoon. So I download all my trades from the performance report, and they go into an Excel worksheet, right? And then I click on here and I upload this Excel worksheet into this program. So here are the trades from today, and you can see it brings in the trade ID over here from NinjaTrader. So let's go to the home screen and let's go to August, right? Now, August, we had a pretty good month, but we didn't trade a lot of days. So we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days we didn't trade. Look what we did in August. $12,487. And we did not trade 7 days. Why didn't we trade these days? Because the markets were extremely choppy, in tight ranges, and we did not get setups. So if we don't get setups, we don't take trades, period. We have rules that we follow, and we follow those rules religiously. Now, if you look at July, okay, we didn't trade one, well, July 4th is a holiday, so we didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4 days, and in July, we did $13,834. All right. Now, if I go here and I show you performance by day over the last 6 months, you can see that we try to keep our losing days to 500. If I'm down 500 on account, I'm done trading for the day. But you can see that our average, we have some really nice winning days. Like this day here was 3,500. This day here was 3,200. This day here was 3,200. But if we took an average, we probably average around $1,000, $1,200 per day, right? So if we're risking 500 a day, we want to make at least 1,000. So that's a 2 to 1. But if you look at here, our win rate is basically 73%, but our profit factor is 3 to 1. All right. So you don't have to trade every day to make money. And if you look at the days that we didn't, if we would have traded these days most likely would have been losing days. So we choose, if we do not have a setup, we do not take a trade. And it's just as simple as that. Okay, so let's keep going. So the markets consist of many small retail traders plus one or more large institutional traders. So the retail traders are the little marbles and the institutional trader is the big purple marble. Well, if you already know that most retail traders lose money, why would you want to trade with them? We want to trade with the institutional traders because they are the ones that really move the market. So the money flow tracker software, let's get into it, has 3 key metrics that determine money flow. The first thing is triple screen assessment of correlative markets using our AI engine. The next thing is triple screen assessment of order flow. And the final thing is triple screen assessment of the Laguerre for momentum. All right, so let's start. So what do I mean by triple screen analysis? Means 3 time frames in agreement. So if you're trading a 2-minute chart, our charts are multiples of 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, 6 times 3 is 18. That's the higher time frame is 18. We trade with Unirankos, so we use range bars for our higher time frames. So triple screen assessment of order flow is the first most powerful force that moves price. So when I say order flow, most people think of these candles. Well, these candles have the numbers to the right, to the left, on the top, on the bottom, on the right side, upside down, sideways, and backwards, right? It is totally impossible for you to really make good trading decisions, and try to figure out what's going on in the candles. So what we did was, we have a different order flow candles. So before we get started, what do I mean by triple screen assessment of order flow? 3 order flow going in the same direction on 3 time frames. So these are our order flow candles. So the outline of the candle, if the outline of the candle is green, means that the delta in that candle is positive. And if it's red, means the delta of the candle is negative. I like to use simple terms that people understand. And this is the way my brain works, if I have a green outline, I have more buyers than sellers in this candle. And if I have a red outline, I have more sellers than buyers in the candle. And just keep it super simple. And that's the thing that I love about the Money Flow Tracker software. It just keeps things super simple. So this is the way our charts look, okay? They're really clean. Our indicators we use these line type indicators. So they're either going to be red, green, in agreement or not in agreement. There's no determining, well, maybe might be a little, no, it's either red or green and that's it. All right, so The second most powerful force that moves price is the triple screen assessment of the Laguerre, right? And also our hybrid candles. So again, triple screen assessment of the modified Laguerre means that we have to have it going in the same direction in 3 time frames. And our hybrid candles. So we're the only one that showed wicks inside the Renko bars. So we see what's going on in the price action inside the bar, right? And we use this to our advantage. So when you have a wick that opens from the high of the previous candle and closes, and the next one opens from the high of the previous candle, and you have the little wicks, those are momentum bursts. When you have a pullback like this candle, that's the pullback candle. So the modified Laguerre, we took all these indicators and we added an algorithm and we developed the modified Laguerre. The modified Laguerre does not show divergence like other oscillators, but it just shows the strength of trend. So when the modified Laguerre crosses below 20, this will turn red. And it was crosses back above 20 is sloping up, it will be lime green. And when it crosses above 80, it will be dark green. And when it crosses below and is sloping down, it will be orange. But ultimately what we're looking for is we're looking for it to be pinned at 100 or pinned at 0, so we get our acceleration dots. So the money flow tracker software, we have different the order flow candles, we have the quants, we have the multiple time frame Laguerre, we have the modified Laguerre on the bottom. Now let's talk about the quant lines. And that's the third most powerful force that moves price. So the quant lines, this is what it is. We have a short term and we have a long term. Takes 28 market components, examines by our AI system for correlation. Now, most people know correlation. Most people don't pay much attention to correlation, but we do. And we do because it's important to us and it's important to our trading. So for instance, if ES is going up, wouldn't it be advantageous to your trade to see NQYM and RTY going up at the same time, so all the markets are rising together? It's like the saying, a rising tide floats all boats. Well, it's kind of the same thing. If, let's say, ES is going up, NQYM and RTY are tanking and going down, what do you think is going to happen to ES? ES is going to either slow, it's either going to stop and start going down with the rest of the market, or it's just going to go sideways. So it's very important to know the correlation between markets. It helps your trade. Okay. So what we did was we decided, well, you know what, 3 time frames isn't enough to really tell us we're in a strong trend. So we added a 4th time frame and basically just take the 18-minute chart that we would have used for the 3rd time frame and just multiply it by 3, and that would be your 4th time frame. And we call it the C2, right? So the C2 indicator is displayed by this stair-stepping line above the candles. Green for going up, dark red for going down. So now let's put it all together. It's really easy. Here are the rules and the setups. The first rule, colored background, either green or dark pink. That tells us we have 3 times in agreement, 3 time frames in agreement. The second rule is we want the 4th time frame, so we have to have the C2 indicator. The third rule, the solid line needs to be above the dot dash line, going up and below going down. If you run into, let's say you have a pivot, higher time frame resistance, the VWAP, whatever the obstruction would be, or when I mean obstruction, resistance or support area, you have to wait for that to break by 3/4 of the body of the candle, and then you must have a pullback candle. And I'll explain about the pullback candle in a little bit. Right? the fourth condition, both quants must be in agreement, either red or green. The multiple time frame Laguerre must be in agreement, either red or green. And the modified Laguerre must be pinned at 100 or 0, so we get our acceleration dots. So this was a trade. This trade, so we exit when the dot dash line turns from green to yellow or green to red or red to green or green to red to yellow. Okay, it would automatically exit the trade. So this particular trade setup was 63 ticks on CL. That's $630 per contract. All right. So trading with the money flow tracker rules. This is important. Will keep you out of choppy, non-trending markets, which usually leads to losses. And this is where most traders get frustrated. Because when the markets are choppy and you're trying to trade them, you really don't know, you really cut down your probabilities a lot, right? You don't want to trade when the markets are choppy. You don't want to trade when the markets are non-trending because you really don't know which way the market's going. So we only trade with the trends. So, and remember, it's okay not to trade every day. Because the days that the markets are choppy, those are the days you lose money. When the days that the markets are trending, those are the days you make money. So would you rather trade the days that you make money or would you rather trade the days you lose money? I don't think that's a hard answer, right? So here was a trade that I took. This was a trade on CL. So it broke the pivot by 3/4 of a candle. It moved really fast. I missed this pullback. I should have been in here 2 candles before. But we got another pullback candle. And as the candle pulled back, I got my first profit target of 10 ticks, that's $100. And then we exited on line change for 55 ticks. So that's $650 per account on this particular trade. And I trade 6 accounts. All right. Any questions? I know Rory's been answering a bunch, but I wanted to see if I could answer. Okay. So the money flow tracker software gives you clear and exact entries, clear and exact exits, and you get all your pre-configured ATMs. So now I'm going to show you how I trade breakouts and sidestep a lot of losing trades using the pullback and go strategy. I think today we had, I don't know, 3 or 4 trades that we sidestepped losing trades, waiting for that pullback candle, and then the market went the other way. So here's the let me get my pen because I need it. All right. So here's the pivot. This is the break of the pivot, 3/4 of the candle. Here's the pullback candle. So when this candle is pulling back to about halfway or more, that's when we place our order to sell on down close while the candle is pulling back. So what happens if the market's coming down, we get the pullback candle, right? It's pulling back, we expect the market to continue, but what if the market goes like that? As soon as this candle closes up, this order will automatically get canceled. So I see Servinus is in the room here. He's in the trading room every day. He knows that we sidestep a lot of losing trades by waiting for the pullback candle. And yes, sometimes we miss a trade by waiting for that pullback candle. Sometimes we don't get that pullback candle, but that's okay. All right, that's okay because we far outnumber the amount of trades that we sidestep losing trades than miss a winning trade. All right, so that's the pull, and I'm going to show you. So here's one that I took on RTY, broke the pivot, 3/4 candle, placed the order, got my first profit target, my second profit target. Here's another one on crude oil. Here's 2 of them on the Canadian dollar. So now let's talk about the money flow tracker auto trader. And it's called the Revolution strategy, but we call it Revo for short. All right. So here's a trade that it took for 704 ticks. Here's another trade that it took for 665 ticks. Here's another trade for 1,016 ticks. Here's another trade for 792 ticks. So what does it do? Well, let me pull up the strategy itself because it's easier for me to show you on here than it is for me to show you on a screenshot. All right. So let me load it up. Here we go. So what were the rules? I'm going to change this slide because it's a little confusing. Okay. So let me go back to where is my, one second, let me get this thing back up here. Okay, here we go. All right. So what were the rules? We want the colored background, the bias in the C2, so we check it up, put it on. We want the Laguerre, red or green. We want the multiple time frame Laguerre, red or green. I'm not worried about the volume threshold. We want the 50-50 and the 15 red or green. Okay, all this stuff we have turned on. We have the MA diff. So let me explain to you what the MA diff is. The MA diff is, let me pull a chart up. Oh, I can't pull this chart over. I'll explain to you in a minute. We want to clear the pivots and signals. It won't trade into the pivots and it won't trade into the volume zones, the higher time frame support and resistance. We want the quants both to be red or green. Now this number, first target value, is very important. So on this particular strategy, our first profit target is 80 ticks. So it has to go 81 to get filled. So if there's not enough room between pivots, between higher time frame support and resistance areas, if there's not at least 81 ticks, it will not take the trade. If there's only 50 ticks to the next resistance or support area, it will not take the trade. It will wait until it breaks. Okay, it has built in where you can set the time, what time you want it to turn on, what time you want it to turn off. It has built-in money management. So for instance, we have lots of traders that signed up with us that have jobs that are just trading with the auto trader, right? And here's what they do. They put in $1,000 profit, and the most they want to lose is 500 for the day. So that's 2 to 1. The win rate on this is fairly high. I would say probably 70%. Because if you really think about it, it uses a 24 Renko bar. It uses a very large bar size. Let's see if it's here. Yeah, 24 Renko bar. So in order for that to have, to be in a good trend, in order for that to be moving and give you a setup, it has to be in a good trend. Okay, so like I said, it's probably running about 70% win rate on the auto trader. Okay, so here's the equity curve on 2021 and 2022. I don't have 2023 because I lost all the data and my screenshot on an issue. All right, so here was a trade that the auto trader took, and it hit my first profit target fairly quick. So I turned on my recording really quick because I really wanted to share this, right? So it hit my first profit target of 80 ticks. Now, this trade, it moves around a lot, you know, but I'm going to go fast forward. So we're up, let's see, 167 ticks. Now we're up 450 ticks. Now we're up 503 ticks, right? So if you look up here in the left-hand corner, you see MA diff is at 414, right? We have I'm going to stop the recording because I'm going to explain to you what the MA diff is. How far away from the 50 is price? If price gets to a certain different markets and different bar size, we have different MA diff settings. So on this particular trade, it won't take a trade above the MA diff of 350. So when the MA diff started getting higher, I'm kind of expecting a pullback within the next couple of bars. So I moved my stop closer and closer. So 570, 572, ended up getting stopped out at 572 ticks. So think about this. I'm trading 4 micros, let's say. That's $2 a tick total, but 2 micros is $1 a tick. So we made 80 bucks on the first profit target and $570 on the second profit target. Okay, that was $650 on this one trade. Okay, so that's the auto trader. That's what it does for you. Oh, what happened? Oh, that's it. All right. Any questions? Nope. All right. So now let's do the evaluations. How to pass the evaluations. It's not that difficult. We make it difficult. All right. Focus on the process. Do not focus on the carrot. What do I mean by that? Focus on trading well. Focus on your trade setups, right? Don't focus on how much you could make or that you need to make $1,000 to pass your evaluation, or you need to make $200 to pass your evaluation. Forget about all that. I have friends that are professional traders on the floors of the exchanges. They tell me all the time, don't worry about your profits, worry about your losses. Manage your risk, the profits will take care of themselves. And this is coming from guys that do this for a living, that trade on the floor, right? They worry more about how much they could lose, and their profits take care of themselves. And it's kind of funny how that works, but it does. It does, all right? So, the challenges or evaluations or whatever your particular company is called are really designed to make you fail because of the parameters that you put in place. The parameters that they put in place, like how many trading days to pass, the trailing drawdown. Okay, the trailing drawdown is the main issue. Okay, so this is the process that I go through myself. So most people, they sign up for a $50,000 account. They think, oh, I'm trading $50,000 account. Well, you know what? That's wrong because you're not. Think about it this way. If you're trading a $50,000 account, most likely you have a $2,500 drawdown. That's what you're trading, right? Your drawdown. So what I do is I don't risk any more than 10% of my account, of my drawdown on any one trade. So I only risk $250 on a trade. So for example, on NQ, we use a 40 tick stop. So if we're using a 40 tick stop at $5 a tick, that's $200 per contract. So we have to keep this within our 10% of our drawdown. So we trade 6 micros. So Mark's asking also, their clearing firm watches their risk cap. Oh, that's exactly. They watch everything over there on the exchange floors, right? So your win rate versus reward. So if you're a one-to-one trader, you need to be 60% win rate to be profitable. If you're 2-to-1, you could be wrong 60% of the time and still make money. If you're 3-to-1, you could be wrong 70% of the time and still make money. Well, I'm like in the 3-to-1 area and I'm running over 70%, so I am not concerned with this, right? So rather than avoid risk, take intelligent risk, and this will give you that competitive edge. Just like this little mouse. He says, I want that cheese, but what happens if this thing comes over and hits me in the head? So he put on his helmet. That's his intelligent risk. All right, so trading success, what does that mean to you? Financial freedom, no financial pressure, you work from home, you have no commute, you have no boss, and you have the advantage of being a full-time trader, which means, hey, you know what? You look at the markets, they're really choppy, they're not doing anything. So you know what? I'm not trading today, and just walk away. I can't do that because I'm running the trading room. So if I wake up one morning and I'm not like feeling trading, I have to get myself into that mindset, right? Because when I'm trading in the trading room, I call out trades all the time, and I am very serious about calling out trades because I take it very seriously because I don't want my traders to lose money. So John says he has a system running on NQ. It says only been taken by trades. All right. Mine's been doing really well. And you know what? There's sometimes markets are bullish. It's only going to take buy trades. All right. So let's keep going. So I've showed you the money flow tracker software. I've showed you everything. So now you have two choices. If you're making money consistently, just keep doing what you're doing. If you're not and you're struggling and you need help, take action today. Join the thousands of traders that work 4 hours plus or minus a day from home, have no boss and total financial freedom. So the money flow tracker software, the benefits and features, easy to learn. I showed you the charts. They're really super easy to learn. It's perfect for beginners. It's perfect for any account size. We have lots of traders that just trade micros. And why? Because they're comfortable with trading micros. You can trade futures, Forex, and stocks. You can trade options. And for the first 10 traders that come aboard, we have some very powerful and additional software. So for the first 10 traders that come aboard, you're going to get the market scanner, which is a $9.99 value. This is my market scanner. I have it set on the Renko bars. And we have different bar sizes across the top. And for instance, like CL, we trade on a 2510. It's flat. Everything's flat now because the market pretty much just reopened. On NQ, we trade at 820.40. So when we have this lit up, we just go look at the chart. Doesn't mean you have a setup. It just means that you have conditions that would be maybe a setup. So you'll get that as part of your package. You'll get the execution platform, which what we use to buy on up close, sell on down close, where we have our ATMs. It's a strategy. This is a $14.99 value. You'll get the masterclass series on Forex, future stocks, and options. You'll get 1 month free access in my trading room. So our trading rooms were part of a study by Dr. Victor Allen. And in Dr. Allen's study, he reviewed more than 225 trading websites and evaluated them using several factors, including transparency, proven track record, and assisting traders with educational materials and online support. And we came out on top. And this was published in Traders World and Stock and Commodities magazine. So this is what we're doing. And I think this is a great deal. We're giving $1,000 off a yearly subscription from $21.97 to $11.97. If you prefer a lifetime, we're doing from $29.97, we're giving $1,000 off at $19.97. And if you prefer to go monthly, we're giving $200 off monthly from $5.97 to $3.97. And for the first 10 traders, you will get the money flow tracker auto trading strategy called the Revolutions or Revo. You'll get the NDT execution platform. You'll get the market scanner. You'll get 1 month in my trade room. You'll get all the tutorials and videos, and you'll get your software installed by Charles. and you will be coached by me in the trading room. And as an extra bonus, we're going to give you the Money Flow Tracker minute charts for people that like to trade longer term. Okay, so here's my commitment to each and every one that signs up is when you subscribe to the Money Flow Tracker software is to help you become a successful trader. Remember, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. Again, if you're not successful, it's not your fault. You're just not using the right tools to be successful. So I always use the analogy, try to pound a nail into a piece of wood with a screwdriver. Yeah, if you sit there long enough and long enough and long enough, you'll probably get it in. But if you use the hammer, it would go in very quickly, right? So the Money Flow Tracker software is totally unique and will give you that edge to trade with institutional order flow. And that's the key, trading with institutional order flow. So my commitment to you is not just to teach you how to read the setups. The setups are easy, right? It's either yes or no, but also help you develop that mental mindset you must have in order to achieve financial independence. You have to have that mental mindset. You can't get into the point where, oh, well, this trade lost. Okay, well, I'm going to make that money back. And now you get into that. As soon as you say that, that's the revenge mode, and that's not good. So when people in the room start getting like that, and somebody says that to me, I try to coach them out of that mindset. You have to be able to take losses in this business, and this is a business. You have to be able to take losses, but you have to be able to say, hey, I reached my max loss for the day, so I have one or two choices. I could shut everything down, which that's what I do. I shut it down, or I go to sim and practice. So if you prefer to talk with us before you make your purchase, and before I get into that, if you go to webinar, let me move this out of the way. If you go to webinar and you click on your chat box and you scroll into your chat box and you click on this link, it's going to come up with this page. And on this page, you scroll down to the bottom. Rory already set up. You don't need a coupon code or nothing, right? And you just say you want to do an annual subscription. You click on the annual subscription, right? And you go down here and you can see it was $21.97 minus the discount of 1,000 is $11.97 for the year. And then what we decided to do for 2025 is give you the same price on the renewal. So you'll still get the special price when you renew in 2025. All right, and just fill out your information here. We'll contact you. You'll make an appointment with Charles. Charles will log into your computer. He'll upload everything, set up your charts, and you'll be ready to go. So let's see. What is what I say? Okay. So if you prefer to talk with us, if you'd like us to call you back after the webinar, if you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, either myself or Rory will call you back after the webinar. You can ask as many questions you want. Some people don't like to do purchases over, online. They'd rather do them over the phone. We can take care of that. You're under absolutely no obligation to purchase, and we won't bother you. If you say, yeah, I'm not interested, then you're not interested, and we're not going to call you 50,000 times and try to get you to be interested. If you're not interested, you're not interested. We don't have time to call people 10,000 times. All right. So look, it's a well-known fact that 95 to 98% of day traders and swing traders are losing money. My friend that works at a brokerage firm told me, he says, I love it when when a retail trader opens up an account for $5 grand, because they know within a month or two, that money's going to be gone, right? This guy's a retail trader. He might as well just flush his money, right? But not our traders. Our traders are making money. And why are our traders making money? Because if the retail traders losing money, the institutional traders are taking it from them. So who do you want to trade with? The guys that are making money or the guys that are losing money, right? I prefer to trade with institutional traders. And when we don't have institutional trading, we don't trade. So again, we're doing $1,000 off a yearly subscription for $11.97. We're doing $1,000 off a monthly subscription. I mean, a lifetime at $19.97 and $200 off a monthly. And let me see, Rory, oh, he just sent me a message. He said, welcome, Judy, Paul, George, and Jose, and I can't pronounce this last name, Mastufin. Sorry if I butchered your name. I really didn't mean it. But anyway, welcome aboard to Rightline. We look forward to working with you in the trade room. You'll be happy, because I was a struggling trader 4 years ago. Before I was in a webinar, just like you are with me, I was in a webinar that Mark Sachs did, and he explained what the money flow tracker software did. And I didn't hesitate one bit, and it was the best thing that I've ever done, because in my trading career, I was just like you guys. Make money one day, lose money the next day. Make money one day, lose money the next day. And it was very frustrating. And since I've been trading with the money flow tracker software, well, you can see my results. Here's my equity curve for this year. Look, the first day or so, we had a small losing day. We went negative, right? And then we just started to gradual climb and climb and climb, all right? So, the equity curve tells the whole thing. And this is my trade, like I showed you earlier. All these trades, there's 47 pages of trades here, full of trades that I've done. And they're not all winning trades, because I would never tell anybody that they're winning trades. And this is what we've done so far for this year. January was slow. February was slow. March was pretty good. April was okay. May was okay. June, we had our best month ever, almost 20,000. July, 13,000. August, 12,000. This month's been really choppy, starting off slow. Okay? But if you look at the months, look, we had 226 winning trades and only 58 losing trades. And this number is kind of, I would say if you cut that number in half, would be more like it, because it counts the trade, it counts it as a trade in and out. So if you cut this out, we had in April, we had 115 winning trades and maybe 20 losing trades. But if you look at this and open up, because it also lists it by the week, right? Look how many losing weeks we had. $780 1 week, no losing week. Here's another one, $147 we lost that week. Here's another, we only lost $164 that week. This week we lost $600. So you see, we don't have very many losing weeks, and we have some very good months. So, again, for the first 10 traders to come aboard, you will get the auto trader, you will get the execution platform, the market scanner, 1 month in the room, and the trading video, all the tutorial and videos. All right, Zednik, he'll call you on Skype, okay? Roy will call you on, it's easier to call you on Skype, okay? All right, anybody else? All right, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Okay. So this is a reel of a bunch of recordings, different people here that testimonials. But this particular one woman, she was in a webinar just like you are. And she really wanted to learn how to trade, but she didn't know anything about trading. I mean, nothing. So she contacted Mark, and Mark took her under his wing, and he taught her everything she needed to know. He sat her down in front of a computer for 4 months, showed her the setups, said, when you have a green background, I want you to click buy on up close, and when you have a red background, I want you to click sell on down close, with everything lined up. Okay, not just buy and sell on the dark background, but everything lined up. When you have everything lined up and you have this background, this is what I want you to do. She did that for 4 months. And to make a long story short, now she's a 6-figure trader, and she doesn't trade every day either. This is a email that was sent in to Rightline about me and my trading room by David P. Right? And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he says here he's watching my room every morning and learn the trading methodology. Right? We only trade specific setups, and we follow rules. We have a success rate around 70%. Well, this is maybe about 8-9 months old. I know right now he has about 20 Apex accounts and 11 Buell Knox accounts. Okay, and then he says here, the money flow tracker software, along with David's methodology, these rules for trading, allow me to act like a robot and eliminate any guesswork or emotions from my trading. We use the NDT, which allows a single push button entry when we see the correct setup. So every day he looks at it as simple. C setup, push button, C setup, push button, C setup, push button. Well, this is a screenshot from today, from the room today. He sent me a message. I blocked out his last name and stuff. He made $4,265 trading 4 accounts today. And he says, can I ring the bell? So I said, sure. All right. So again, we're doing $1,000 off monthly, $1,000 off lifetime, and $200 off monthly. And we still have room for the people to get the bonuses of the auto trader, the NDT, the market scanner, 1 month in the room, do all the tutorial videos, and your software white glove installation. And you'll get the bonus charts. So again, I would encourage you to put your name and your phone number in the questions box. And this way we'll guarantee, if you put your name and your phone number in the questions box, we'll guarantee you that we'll hold the price for you, even if we go over the 10 people that we allotted for the bonuses. All right, so that's all I got. Any questions? Okay. I know Rory's answered a ton of questions for me, so I appreciate that. All right. So again, I would encourage you to put your name and your phone number if you're interested. See, I was a struggling trader for a long time. And when I saw the money flow tracker software, I did not hesitate, not one bit. And honestly, let me show you what we did last year, because I started using this last year. Let me show you what we did last year, because this is the proof. Here's my equity curve from last year. Here is my metrics from last year. Last year, I was running a 71% win rate at a profit factor of 2 to 1. So this year, we're doing even better. But look what we did last year. We had some nice weeks. We had some nice months. We're doing better this year than we did last year. And that's what we want to do. We always want to do better. Here's per day. Why is this not showing? I don't know why it's not showing, but I don't want to figure it out. Anyway, so that's what we did last year. All right, Steve, Roy will give you a call probably in the next 20 minutes or so. All right, everybody, that's all I basically have. you will get a recording of this probably tomorrow. If you want to rewatch it, I really urge you guys, if you're a struggling trader and you are, you know, just not feeling or just not having the success that you want in trading, you know, I'm going to show you a chart here on NQ. All right, and I'll explain to you. So NQ has been crazy choppy, right? But if you look at this, I want to go to today's trading. Today, right? It was choppy all morning. And then I caught a trade. Let's see. I need to put it on my right account so it shows the, okay. So let's see, where is the trade that we took this morning? Right here. Right here. We got our first profit target. Was this today? This was today, but we had another trade. I don't remember. Anyways, I don't want to go over the hour, but this was one trade that we took. We got the first profit target and then stopped out on the second at break even. I thought there was another trade we took this morning. I don't remember. Anyway. All right. Well, that's all we got. Thanks for the replay, David. Yeah, Michael, Michelle, is it Michelle or Michael? Anyways, you'll get the recording. You registered for the webinar, you're in the webinar, you automatically get the recording. All right, Stephen, Zidnik, we will get in touch with you. Look forward to working with you guys and have a great evening. And thank you for attending. No problem. I'm not good at people's names, so no problem. And rewatch the webinar if you're interested. You know, just rewatch the webinar. You'll get a lot more out of it watching it the second time. But you know, like I said a few minutes ago, I was in your shoes 3.5 years ago before I started with this, and ever since then, all that I trade with now is Money Flow Tracker. And the way I got involved with, actually, I was a customer of Right Lines, and how I got involved was they were looking for somebody to run a trading room for Forex. So I contacted them and I said, you know, I traded Forex for a long time. They said, well, would you be interested? And I said, sure. So I started doing a Forex room, and the Forex was not really moving that much and we weren't getting that many trades. So we added CL, and then we added gold. And then before we knew it, we weren't trading Forex anymore. We were trading all the other markets. So, but we do very well. And, you know, I think the key to trading, in my opinion, is knowing when not to trade. Knowing when not to trade. It's more important to me to look at the market and say, I'm not trading this market. This is nuts. Right? The market's choppy, non-trending, just going back and forth in a tight range. That's where you lose money. So I'm going to stop now because I love trading and I love teaching traders, and I could talk for hours about trading. So I have to stop. So have a great evening. Thank you for attending. Look forward to working with some of you people, the people that already signed up, and everybody else. So have a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are, and take care, and God bless everybody. Bye-bye.